All right, guys. This is your host, Grant Chachere. Welcome to another episode of the Recruiting Board. I'm joined here with Kieran Smith of Holy Cross School in the great city of New Orleans, Louisiana. He's one of the top prospects, not only out of the state of Louisiana, but nationally as well. And his recruiting has really blown up since the month of January. So, Kieran, how's your summer been going, my man?
It's been going great, traveling, been going to football practice, getting ready for season.
Mhm. Yeah, and the team. I know you guys are coming off of a big time year last year. You guys went to the quarterfinals.
Right.
There's also like you guys improved your record from 3 wins to 9 wins, which is one of the better turnarounds in high school football in the state of Louisiana. Talk about how the teams look so far and where you guys are building off of last year.
The team's been looking good. We lost a couple seniors, but we still coming back and we're gonna be stronger next year.
How the young guys look? Because I know you guys have a couple of young guys who have looked really good so far.
Yeah, we got a lot of freshmen, sophomores that's coming in and stepping in and playing their role,
Mm-hmm.
and they gonna all be a key factor to help us win the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. And talk about your relationship with Coach Wani, because whenever I mention your name to Coach Wani, he always blows up with a smile because he really loves you as a player and also as a student and I guess you could say a man. But what's your relationship been like with him since he's come over last spring?
He's been one of the greatest coaches I've ever had. He's been teaching me how to perform well on and off the field. He's made our defense and our offense way better. And like it's a different type of focus when we practice now. Like when we practice, like we know what we're doing. He's holding us accountable, teaching us how to become a man.
Mm-hmm. All right, man. Yeah, let's talk about your recruitment so far. I know recently you've got really blown up in the month of January, but I know one of the schools that's been on you has been Houston. Houston, of course,
Hmm.
their head coach was Willie Fritz. You probably remember it from his time at Tulane, where he's really recruiting the city of New
Yeah.
Orleans, and he's continued to that since he's been in Houston. So, what has your relationship been with that staff?
I mean, I've been talking to Coach Jordan mainly, majority, and they all been loving me. They all trying to get me out there, and we just trying to find a good time for me to come out there.
Yeah, man. And I know Houston last year they joined the Big 12.
Hmm.
So, what are your thoughts about Houston and the steps they've made to become a top program, to become one of the top Power Four, I guess you could say, programs?
I mean, I think they moving in the right direction. They one of my teammates from last year just joined on Kobe Young, and I feel like they all gonna be good together. He gonna be a good mix. I'm gonna be out there watching the games, just help to see them improve.
Hmm. And what has Kobe told you about Houston so far? Because I know Kobe was a great player for y'all. He arguably probably was the best player in the Catholic League, which is saying a lot because there's a lot of talent in the Catholic League. But what has your
Right.
conversations been
Yeah, he
like with
was a
him?
beast.
Yeah, what's your relation? What has your conversations been like in regards to Houston from what he's seen as a player?
He's just been telling me that he's loving it out there, and that like I really come out there, go on a visit, show me around, show me what the life like out.
Hmm. Yeah, and another school that has been in contact with you has been UCF. I know you recently took a visit out
Mhm.
there not too long ago. You took a picture with Coach Malzahn. So
Yes,
tell me
sir.
how that visit went and what did you see and what impressed you about the visit.
Oh, the visit was beautiful. It was like it was a nice start for me starting doing my recruiting process. Going into my junior year, and all the staff, all the coaches were nice and welcoming, and I had a good time.
Hmm. Yeah, man, and also I think what the thing about UCF is like, it's in Orlando, so you get to go to see Disney World and
Yep, money
Universal.
everywhere.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, it's actually a pretty unique place. But also, I know another school that has been in contact with you has been LSU. So, what have you gotten the vibe from LSU so
Hmm.
far? I know this is kind of early. I know you haven't gotten the offer yet, and it's kind of so you're still very early in the recruiting process. But what have they told you, and what has impressed you so far throughout this whole process?
I just love how vocal they are. They talk to me. I get a text or call from them at least almost every day. They're trying to see me at this camp Friday. I'll be there Friday Night Lights. And yeah, I just been loving it over there. And hopefully, I pick up the offer.
Hmm. Yeah, and I know recently, not too long ago, you actually picked up an offer. I believe it was from Pitt. So talk about your conversations with Pitt, with the coaching staff at Pitt.
When I got that offer from Pitt, I was actually sick. So my coach actually called me on the phone. He told me that he had a surprise for me at a certain time. So I'm just getting out of the shower and I call it up and I see the Pitt coach on the phone. He told me he liked my film, he liked how I was playing,
Hmm.
and he just told me that he was proud to say that he's gonna offer me. And I just said thank you and appreciate it. That's really all the conversation I had with them. But I'm looking forward to talking to them in the future.
Hmm. And another big time school from another school from Power Four conference has been Oklahoma State.
Hmm.
Oklahoma State, they've produced some big time running backs from the past. Chuba Hubbard, I know they all. Barry Sanders comes to the mind, who's a
Yeah.
Hall of Fame running back. I think everyone knows who Barry Sanders is. They also had another Hall of Fame running back in Thurman Thomas. I mean, they just are known to produce pretty good running backs. So, what have your conversations been like with the staff, and what has impressed you the most so far?
Well, I've been talking to the running back coach, and he just keep telling me how that if I go there, I'm going to be a top running back, and I believe him because he's been producing them. The system been producing them since before
Yeah.
me.
Oh
So I
yeah.
believe in everything they tell me, and I'm looking forward to going out there and seeing what's up with them too.
Mhm. Yeah, and speaking of another running back, I forgot I mentioned Ollie Gordon, who's of course an All-American running back for Oklahoma State. I mean, they just there's just a program that's known to churn out running backs, and I'm pretty sure that's pretty attractive to any running back around the country. Um,
Right.
but another school I know you've gotten offered by was Arkansas. I believe they are they're the second after Missouri,
Hmm.
but they're the second. They're the ones that offered you back in January. So. Um, what is your relationships? What is your relationship like with Arkansas? And when and where did you find out about that offer from Arkansas?
Well, I was actually at track practice when I found out about that one. So I was just running track, and Cross Johnson, he's also going there. So I
Yeah.
thought they were there for Cross, but they actually pulled me and Cross to the side, and they
Hmm.
started talking to me and told me how they liked my film and they wanted to offer me too.
That's dope, man. Yeah. And the thing about Cross's recruitment, I remember he committed to UL, and then the next, like the next
Yep.
day, he decommits, and then all of a sudden, I'm committed to Arkansas now. So, and also Arkansas has really, they've really started to hit New Orleans pretty hard. I've noticed that in the past
Hmm.
year or two. So I know that they're familiar with the New Orleans area, and I know Darren Wilson is from the New Orleans area. So talk about your relationship with Coach Wilson.
I haven't spoken to Coach Wilson since the day on the track. I haven't really spoken to anyone, but Cross told me it's real nice out there, and I've been talking to him and telling him that I'm going to be out there too to pay a visit.
Mm. Yeah, I know he's a New Orleans native. He's very familiar. I know I've seen him at a couple of practices, so I know he's very familiar with New Orleans and knows who's to go after and where these kids are at. So that wanted to ask you that because I know he's from New Orleans.
Hmm.
But another school that has offered you is TCU. I know TCU offered you. They're the first school that really offered you in the month of January, which is
Hmm.
where most of your offers have come. Was in the month of January. So talk about your recruitment from TCU and what have you heard from them so far?
Well, I got TCU recruit when I was training with Coach Wyatt at Sonic Boom. He actually called my phone, and I just was on my way to training. He called my phone talking about that the coach was trying to speak to me. So I was on my way to training when I got that offer. So it was pretty cool that my trainer put me on with him. And talking to them, like they sound like they really interested in me and what I can do on their team. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
looking forward to see the future with them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then I know you obviously took that UCF visit. Have you taken any other visits outside of UCF?
And I haven't been on the other visit yet, but soon I will.
Mm-hmm. What visits have you been planning on taking this summer? Have you got in contact with coaches? Have you planned that out this summer? Because I know you're gonna have a pretty busy summer. So, uh,
All right.
what visits have you planned so far?
I actually haven't planned any visits yet, but I will be soon.
Okay, got you. And talk about I think of the one thing I think that stands out to because saw a couple of your games last year was your speed, and I know that of course comes from the track program at Holy Cross. I mean, they have one of the top track programs in the state, and a lot of football players are on the track team,
All right.
which has led to some real speedsters on the team. Of course, Kobe and Cross was a state champion in track. But how has track helped you develop as a football player?
Track has helped me a lot. Helped me improve my running form, my speed, and how long I can keep that speed going. And it shows on the field.
Hmm. Yeah, and what made you join the track team? Is that something you've always done, or did you join it when you came to Holy Cross?
I've always ran track since I was a kid. I was one of those little kids like, oh, he has to be on the track team.
Hmm.
I was always just one of them kids that had to run.
Yeah, man. And what players have you kind of modeled your game after? Because I know a lot of players had that one player they like to watch because they have a similar skill set, or because they want to learn more from that player. Is there any player that kind of fits that mold for you?
Yes, sir. Marshawn Lynch beast mode for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's my favorite running back.
why you like watching
What you say,
Marshawn
Coach?
Lynch?
Oh, I love his game. He's powerful and he has sneak speed on him. And
Mm-hmm.
like he hits the hole hard, and I think I do that too. Breaks tackles.
Yeah, which is kind of funny because I think you do break tackles, but the thing about Marshawn, he's just straightforward. He's just going to truck you while you're kind of more of a finesse. So I think that's a really interesting
Mhm.
answer. I mean, I'm really like for running backs, I think you want to watch all running backs just because you may
Right.
learn something different, from different styles of running back, and that goes for any position too. But also, what areas have you improved on the most? Uh, Begin from your freshman year to now, and then also, what are some areas you still may need to work on?
I've improved on my vision a lot because I feel like as I've been going down the line, my like the game itself is slowing down as I'm playing. So I feel like I'm able to make a better cut or a better read to score a touchdown. And something that I still need to work on a little bit more is being able to make a cut like when I'm on the sideline, make a cut when I see someone coming at an angle.
Yeah, and another question I have for you is I know Holy Cross is a pretty big on the academics.
Yes, sir.
How have you been able to balance the academics as well as the athletics?
I mean, my first year I started Holy Cross in seventh grade. It was challenging, but I had to learn that if you really apply yourself and do your schoolwork, you can balance it out perfectly.
Hmm. Yeah, and I got another question about distractions as well. Um, but your recruitment has really blown up since the month of January. I know you got a few offers your freshman year going to your sophomore year, but now it seemed to be picking up because now you're a junior,
Right.
and only going to get better from there because you really have grown, right? But how have you managed to block out all the distractions that may come with becoming one of the better prospects in the state of Louisiana? But then also make sure that doesn't affect your play on the field or even your schoolwork.
I mean, well, you know me, I'm a 16-year-old boy. There's plenty of distractions in the world.
Yeah.
But me, I just make sure that I keep a limit of what I'm doing. Make sure my main focus is what in my mind and at heart.
Hmm. And is there any hobbies you like to do off the field?
I actually like to just lay back and just chill at home or be with my brother and see what we get into.
Hmm. I got one last question. Who you got tonight? The Mavs or the Celtics?
Celtics all the way. You're taking it home. It's over with.
Hmm. All right, man. Uh, So this is Karan Smith, running back out of Holy Cross School in the state of New Orleans. He's one of the top prospects for the class of 2026. So that means you're going to get to see 2 more years of him, and to be really excited to see how he grows going into his junior year. Karan, thanks for hopping on, my man.
Pleasure having me.
Yep. And make sure to like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel, along with to make sure to follow Rougarou Sports Media on all social media platforms. But once again, I'm your host, Grant Chachere, Karan Smith. I'll see you guys next time.